Hey friends, it's Judy Klock, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Middletown, Virginia. Sorry, my volume is a little too loud. Just trying to lower it there. Hopefully that's good. I'm coming to you today for the third in my series on using your designer series paper. If you're anything like me, you have tons of pretty paper and you hate to use it. You can't decide which side to use because both sides are so pretty. Well, tonight I'm going to show you 2 easy gift card holders that you can make using designer series paper that will showcase both sides of the paper. So let me go ahead and switch my camera over. And don't forget that select designer series papers, excuse me, are on sale right now for the month of August until August 31st. My camera's like all cattywampus today. There we go. And you can save 15% on select designer series paper. And also, if you had bonus coupons from last month, don't forget to use them. Oh, excuse me. Pollen's really bad here today. To use them before August 31st, because your coupons will expire at the end of the month, and there's no limit to the number of coupons you can use. So go ahead and use them all and order what you want. So this is our first gift card holder. Again, it's a 12 by 12 inch, a 12 by 4 inch piece of designer series paper that we've scored strategically, and we'll go over those marks. And there's a little pocket down here to go ahead and slide a little gift card in. My daughter was very upset when she came over. She goes, "Oh, is there money on that Starbucks card?" No, sorry. This is my dummy card for like demonstration purposes. There's no money left on it. I've spent it all. But again, you can just put it in either way that you want. There's this nifty little pocket down there where you can just go ahead and slide in a gift card. So perfect. The holidays are coming up, so these will be great. They're quick and easy to make, and they will just kind of dress up a gift card as a thank you note, teachers, anybody on your wish list. And here's another version. Now this is just a 12 by 4¼ inch piece of paper. This is really just all the designer series paper with just a little bit of cardstock on the inside. We've strategically hidden a pocket in there. And you can sort of tell, and it will fold. Well, this one I didn't. This one I sealed, but if you can leave this unattached so that this can fold over. So if you're mailing it, one end is not quite as bulky. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our first one, and this is our Country Woods DSP. I've cut this to 4 by 12 inches. So I've just taken my 12 by 12 and sliced off a 4-inch section. Now make sure that when you're using a one-way design, that the design is going the way you want it to go. So I have scored this at 5¼ and at 10½. Then I have a piece here of our basic beige. This is 5½ by 4¼ and this is just going to act as like a base for our card. And then I've got a couple of other little pieces here. I've punched out a basic beige circle. This is 2 3/8 circle punch. This is a piece for the inside. This is 3½ by 3 3/4. That's going to sit right in there. And all of these measurements will be on my corresponding blog post, which will be up on Friday. I'm actually taping this Wednesday night because tomorrow, as you are watching this, my daughter and I will be on our way to New Hampshire to attend her college roommate's wedding. So we'll be gone tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I got this done before I left. And then I've just got a scrap piece here for doing my stamping and die cutting of the flowers that I'm going to put on. But this will work with any set that you want to use. I just happen to be using Country Flowers because it was fairly new to me and I wanted to use it. But I'm going to take our piece of cardstock and I'm going to take this little piece here. This is about 2½ inches. Is that right? No, it's about 1½ inches. Sorry. It's about 1½ inches because I forgot this is 10½. We are going to add some tear and tape. Now, it's very important that you use tear and tape or a very thin line of liquid glue. Stampin' Seal will be too wide and it won't leave you enough room to stick your gift card in there. So just go ahead and put on some tear and tape right there along the edge. Okay, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to take off the covering. Okay, maybe we're going to take off the covering. I'm going to try to take off the covering. All right. So I've never been to New Hampshire before, so I'm kind of excited to go. Now we're just going to turn this up. Okay, and press it down. And now we have our little pocket for our gift card holder. Now, if this was a lighter piece of paper, you wouldn't necessarily need to put the piece of basic white inside, but because this is kind of a darker wood texture, I am going to go ahead and put in a piece of basic white. So if I want to write a note to whomever I'm giving the gift card to, I have a little place to do that. You could also do it on the back of the basic beige if you so desire, but I kind of like to put that in there. All right, now we're going to go ahead. We are going to put this on our card front. Okay, and again, I told you these were going to be quick and easy, and it's a great way to use your designer series paper and make really pretty cards quickly. I know the holidays are coming. I know a lot of you give out gift cards. So buy some of our really pretty holiday paper and start knocking these babies out now. You'll be all done by the time Christmas comes. All right, so I'm going to stamp, what am I going to stamp? I'm going to stamp the tea kettle, I think. Should have been a little bit more prepared for this, but, you know, sometimes it is what it is. I'm going to stamp the tea kettle. I'm going to stamp Flower Market, because why not? Oh, my goodness. All right. I can confess that I have not even packed one shred of clothing yet, and it is 7:30 on Wednesday, and I'm leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning. I actually have a load of laundry in the washing machine right now. So shout out to my peeps who wait till the last minute to get their stuff done. I was doing lots of other stuff done today, and of course I had my day all planned out. And then we get a call that my husband's truck is ready to be picked up. So that kind of put a wrench in my plans of getting my stuff done. I had to stop and drive him. It wasn't far. It was maybe half an hour away, but you know, that was an hour that I hadn't calculated into my to-do list. So, you know, it's sometimes you get just a little behind, but what are we going to do, right? We can't really complain. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead. I've got that. I've stamped my tea kettle. I've stamped the little Flower Market. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my card front. And I'm putting this flat on the card because I'm going to bump up the flowers. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to stamp. Like, what did I just do with the stamp set that I just had? Here it is. Maybe? Yep. I'm telling you, that little gremlin that lives in our craft rooms, she strikes when I least expect her to. Now this I'm going to stamp in our Memento ink, if I can find it on here. So I've got a ton of things out right now because we're getting ready for Stampalooza. So I've got my Cricut out because I'm making stuff, and I've got all the gifts out that we're going to give away. And it's a real mess down here. I'm looking even worse than my before picture. If you've seen my before picture on my Stampin' with Crafty Clock webpage, this looks even worse than that right now. But it'll all get cleaned up, and especially right now because I'm just rushing to get things done before I head out of town for a few days. My husband's staying. We were all invited, but my husband's staying back with the dogs, and my son is staying back to take care of my daughter's dog. So it's just going to be a girls' road trip, which, in all honesty, is fine. We'll probably have a better time. We're going to just stop when we want to stop. We're not going to be on any schedule. So we're looking forward. It's been a long time since we've done a road trip. When she was in high school playing field hockey, travel field hockey, we would go to all these like college showcases like almost every weekend in the fall. So it's been a hot minute because she graduated college in 2019. So like I said, it's been a hot minute since we've done a girls' trip. So I'm kind of excited for it. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to make this a leaf. Okay, so I'm coloring these in our Granny Apple Green. That was light. And then I'm going to come back in. Now I'm just going to color these flowers really just randomly. I grabbed, I think, Fresh Freesia. So I just picked a whole bunch of colors that I thought might work well together. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how they go. Kind of do some of these in different colors. Because my cart is kind of plain. I've got the basic beige and then that like white wood look. I figured I could go a little bit more colorful with the flowers. All right, not too bad. I'm going to come back in here. Let's go with some Flirty Flamingo. I think this is Flirty Flamingo. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. So anyway, I thought because like I said, because the card is got sort of basic colors in it, I was like, I can go a little crazy with my flowers. And I think I am going to go a little crazy with my flowers. I'm going to put some here. I think this is my dark Flirty Flamingo. So I might come in and do those center ones in a light Flirty Flamingo. Or maybe I'll do a Melon Mambo. What do you think about that? Maybe a light Melon Mambo? Let's try that. Let's see. Oh, I think that'll work. Okay. I'm going to come in here with some dark Daffodil Delight. I'm going to color these centers in some dark I actually need to buy some new markers. Some of my blends are getting a little old. All right, let's come in here with some light Daffodil Delight and color this last flower. Yeah, these have definitely seen better days. I actually flipped my other tip. So I think next time I place an order, it's some new Daffodil Delight Stampin' blends for me, for sure. Okay. All right. Let's come in here with a little bit of our darker Flirty Flamingo and kind of add some shading. And what I love about the blends, first of all, they're really easy to use, but you can also just kind of get a little bit of variation without a lot of, I'm not really great at coloring, but this is going to allow me to just kind of add some variation in there and get some darker areas. I'm going to come in here and do the same with the light Melon Mambo kind of around here on this flower. Just kind of get some extra little color in there. And then maybe come in with our dark Granny Apple Green and add some color, a little bit of color to our leaves. A little bit of shading. Okay. Again, you don't have to be great with coloring to just add just a little bit of shadow to things. All right, how's that? I mean, not great, but not too shabby. All right, let's go ahead and die cut this, and we'll add that to our card front. And really, I know I said these were quick and easy, and they are. I just took a little bit of time to color. And again, if coloring's not your thing, you don't have to do the same type of design. You could do something much easier and not have to have as much work doing all the coloring. So that's what I love about these, is that you can customize them to be anything you want. Once you sort of have the basic idea and the basic cuts, you can really do anything with this. All right, there we go. Put that down there for now. And how's that? Isn't that pretty? All right, let's put that over there. I just have to put this back, because if not, I am notorious for losing things. I just want to add that back in there now. All right, let's go ahead and add this with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I said I wanted to pop this piece up. I got a dimensional stuck on my finger. And then we've got a little piece of basic white, a little strip. Basically, let's stick that right there on our flower market. And I'm going to actually use another stamp set for the sentiment. This is called Simply Said. This is in the annual catalog. And I'm just going to use that thank you. I like it. I think it's a pretty basic thank you. And I just wanted something simple for this. If I could find my early espresso again, I would use that. Okay, make sure doesn't really matter if I stamp this upside down. All right, stamp that like that. I'm gonna come in here with my paper snips, and I'm going to flag this end a little bit. That's a little bit too long. All right, I'm going to flag this end just a little. I'm going to cut up a little bit there. I'm sorry, can you see that? I made a little slit in the middle. Now I'm going to cut from the end on a diagonal to that little cut. And that will give me a little bit of a flagged end, just enough to kind of, whoops, that doesn't want to come off. Just kind of make it a little fancy. And I took my allergy medicine today, and it's not really doing much of anything against all the pollen that's out there today. I'm just going to add that on our card. For now, you can go ahead and embellish it however you want. You can add some gems. You can add ribbon. Oh, that's so crooked. Oh, my goodness. Why didn't you guys tell me that was so crooked? Let's see. That's better. And that's our first gift card holder. All right. Let's go look at our second one. So again, I have a piece of designer series paper here. It's 12 by 4¼ inches. I have scored it at 5.5, at 8, and at 10. Now we're going to do the same thing here. This is going to create our gift card pocket. So we're going to come in here. We're going to take our tear and tape, and we're going to, again, put it along the edge of our designer series paper, because that's going to hold that pocket in place. Okay, and again, like I said, you want to use tear and tape or a very thin line of liquid glue, because any other type of adhesive is just going to be too wide. All right, so let's go ahead, pull that off. Pull that off. Okay, now we're just going to fold this over. Okay, now this is how the card is going to go. Now, if you don't adhere this piece down, this will fold over. So if you're mailing it, you can sort of distribute that bulk so it's not all bulky on one side. All right, I have a piece here of lemon lime twist that is 5 by 3¾ and I have a piece of basic white that is 4¾ by 3.5. I'm going to stamp on this one. I'm going to use the Simply Zinnia stamp set for this one. And I'm going to stamp "Words fail to express my gratitude." And I'm going to stamp it in that beautiful Melon Mambo. I love Melon Mambo. It is so pretty. Okay. All right. It's a little crooked, but it'll work. I'm just off tonight. Probably because I'm rushing and I'm thinking about all the things that I still need to do before I can head out tomorrow. I have to type up a list of which dogs get what food and how much for my husband, because I usually feed them. So he's pretty good. He knows mostly, but one of them's on a medication. So I just want to make sure that everybody gets what they're supposed to get while mom's gone. You know how it goes, right, ladies? Nobody does it quite like mom. Everybody wants their mom. All right, we're going to go ahead and stick that down there. And then we're going to get ready to do our front. So for this one, I have decided to stamp this image, this really big zinnia image, but I'm going to stamp it in our basic beige. The reason I'm doing basic beige and not the black is because I want a softer look. I don't really want you to see all the lines of the flowers. So by doing it this way, you shouldn't see all of the lines. That's the theory anyway. That's the thought behind it. So let me go ahead. Let me just close this up. And again, you can pick any colors you want. I kind of stuck with the colors here. So I've got our Granny Apple Green, our Melon Mambo, our Flirty Flamingo, and a little bit of Daffodil Delight. So I'm just going to color here. And again, this is going to take, and I'm sorry, I really should have thought ahead and gotten a lot of the coloring done earlier. But I just wasn't thinking. So we're just going to have a little bit of a chat, and we're going to color, and you're going to hopefully not be stressed watching me color, because I know sometimes it can get stressful watching people color, and I'm going to try to do it as quick as I can, because I know I understand that your time is precious, and you've got other things to do besides hang out here and watch me make cards. So I do appreciate the fact that you stop by and take a look. And for all of you who are my subscribers, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate your support. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I hope that you like what you see and that you will become a subscriber. I try to keep it fun and light, and we don't really take ourselves too seriously here in Stampin' with Crafty Klock, because you know what? This is meant to be fun. It's a hobby. It's meant to be relaxing. It's just meant to share a love of crafting with others. So of course, I would like to make money. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with making money. But really, my first and foremost is that I love being here, and I love sharing what I love to do with all of you. So the fact that you tune in and watch and leave me comments, and it makes me happy. So if you're watching on replay, which most obviously all of you will be, because I'm taping it today, because I'm on the road. Go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from. I like to see where everybody is. It's so funny. I said, you can give stampers, across the nation the same basic supplies, and you're going to get so many different interpretations, because everybody's got just a little bit of a different take. And, some people like things really fancy, and some people like things, more simple. So it's just so good to see what everybody does with their supplies. So, if you do make one of my designs, feel free to leave a picture. Let me say you changed it up. That's what I always tell everybody. It's your art. It should be a reflection of you and what you love. I can just sort of give you a roadmap, but if you want to take some of the side streets and kind of do your own thing along the way, as long as we get to the same place in the end, we're all good. So just have fun with it. Be creative. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, or, mistakes paper has two sides. You can always flip it over, except if you're using stamping blends, you really can't, because they bleed through. But for the most part, paper has two sides. If you make a mistake, just flip it over. If you've got a spot where you don't want a spot, add an embellishment, add a ribbon, add a gem, add another punched element or something. You can pretty much fix anything. And really, honestly, at the end of the day, the only one who's going to notice that mistake is most likely you. Most other people won't even look twice. They'll just see that you made them a card, and they'll be like, wow, this is great. So just don't be afraid to let loose, have fun, do your thing, enjoy it. And remind me that I got to buy some new Daffodil Delight stamping blends. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. I know you got other people to watch, and dishes to do, and dinner to cook, and laundry to fold. And for some of you kids, homework needs to get done. So I get it. I get it. I've been where you are. I've done it all. And I can honestly say I miss some of it, but I don't miss rushing around. I like being able to just kind of relax and do my thing. But shout out to all you out there who are juggling 12 things at once. You know what? You're doing better than you think. Don't sweat it, because we're all in the same boat, and we're all here to support each other. So sometimes if you feel like you got too much on your plate, you can't do just one more thing, know that you've got an army of sisters behind you who are going, you got this, sister. You can do it. All right. And let's do some, what is this? Fresh freesia. Because why not? All right. But you see how when you do it with the lighter color, the lines aren't as defined. So it looks a little bit softer than if I had done it with the black like we did on the other card. So sometimes I like to just use the lighter color to just kind of give me an outline of my flowers. And then I can just come in here. Now, where those darker areas of my flowers are, I can come back with my dark marker. And I guess it is a darker marker though, because it's a darker color. And just add some shadowing. So here, let's come in with our darker marker. Yikes. Can you tell I'm tired? It's going to be a long drive, but we're going to have fun. We really will have fun. All right. So we just kind of added some of that. Now comes the fun part. Let's go ahead and die cut this. Move all these out of the way, and we will finish up our card. And this now, you can go ahead and add later on. You can add some Wink of Stella to the flowers. That will just really make them pop and look really pretty. But we don't have to do that now because we're already almost half an hour in. We're still finishing up our second card. So yikes! For those of you who are watching on August 15th. Today is the very last day to register for the Shenandoah Stampalooza. We have great things planned for you. We're very excited. We've got 3 technique tutorials that we're going to do. We're going to do watercoloring and coloring with daubers and getting more out of your embossing folders. We've got make and takes planned where you can go ahead and practice the skills that you've just learned. We've got pajama bingo, and we're going to play losers bingo. And I'm not going to spill the beans and tell you what losers bingo is. So those of you who are bingo players, you may know, but don't spoil the fun for everybody else. Because when I mentioned it to a couple of people, they looked at me like I had 12 heads. And they're like, what is that? I'm like, you have never heard of losers bingo? All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this on here. We're going to put this on with dimension. No, we're going to put this on flat. Now, remember, when you put it on, be careful. You don't want to like cover up that that you want to cover the pocket, but you don't want to seal it. So when you're putting this on, just make sure that you're going to be completely on this part of it. So actually, I'm going to open it up so I can see where I want to put it. And I am actually out of. Oh, here it is. I thought I had another one over here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my adhesive. And I didn't want to put too much over there. I'm just going to kind of put this down right there. Okay, now I'm going to add a little sentiment. I thought I had, oh, thank you so much. That's what we're going to put on there. Here we go. And I'm going to stamp this in our Melon Mambo. I think I just like saying Melon Mambo, like Mambo number 5. Right, my label is on there a little crooked, so I'm trying to go by how my stamp looks. Okay. Oh, and I stamped it straight. Thank you. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm stamping straight or not stamping straight. Okay. I do want to come in here and cut this. I'm not going to pull in my paper trimmer, so I'm just going to use my big shears for this. Okay, and I'm going to, now I can trim this down again. I'm going to do my little fancy thing. Can you tell I cut something sticky with this last? I am going to do that and then come in here and then come in here. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add this with some of our dimensionals. I think 2 should do it. Okay. There we go. And there we have our second gift card holder. So remember, the pocket for this one is right behind here. This one really is hidden. So you can really depending upon what color your gift card is, you can really camouflage it. But by not sticking this down over here, you can fold this over so that when you mail it, you've kind of distributed the bulk of the package, where if it's all over here, it's all on one end. So those are just our two of our gift cards that we're going to make, our gift card holders, using 12 inches of DSP and either 12 by 4 or 12 by 4.25. But it's a great way to use up our DSP and to create something really fun, but it's easy. I just took a little bit of time with my coloring. That's it. Thanks so much. I'll be back next week live. I have no more trips planned. I'll be back live next week. I'll see everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.